especially with an 83.3% graduation rate. The reason I say this is I learned after college, I got a good education in West Irondequoit. I learned several languages. I've traveled the world. I work internationally, and I know what it's like out there. I would have liked to have been better prepared, and I know rigor counts for a lot. Creating that work ethic in high school really prepares you for the future. Now, from what I understand, the West Irondequoit administration, principals and the like, and Jeff Crane, from what I was told, are pressuring teachers to give passing grades to failing students. Once that word gets out on, and it will, in high school, that you don't have to work for your grade. I was failing and they gave me a C or what have you. The kids just don't work as hard. They know they don't have to. And once they smell the ease, they can see it. They can smell it. Oh, you know, it's easy. I don't have to really, my friend that was failing, I know he was failing, they gave him a C or a D. They passed him. A lot of those kids who could achieve B's or possibly even A's should really quit trying as hard as they need to. And unfortunately, this does not prepare them well for the future. Additionally, we had the lowest paid teachers in Monroe County for 25 years. My wife made more, it was actually about 16 years ago, starting in Hilton, than our teacher did until last year. I pressured that school board. I went to meetings, I sent emails to Jeff Crane, and I explained to them that the single greatest determinant of a student's success is the teachers and the teacher training. It's not the buildings, it's not the astroturf field, it's not the library, it's not the nonsense they're spending their money on. It's the teachers and the teachers training. And we lost out, I know for a fact, we lost teachers that were picked off by districts who paid quite a bit more, and we also lost potential candidates because our pay was embarrassing. Did we get teachers? Sure, we ended up hiring teachers. Could we have had the best of the best? We could have. It's ridiculous to say we have the best of the best when we're paying, literally we were paying 20% less than most other districts in the county because we had to build things like swimming pools, astroturf fields, buildings, and pay Jeff Crane $208,000 and William Dowm $161,000. Again, I was at a meeting with the teachers. There were about 120 teachers in the school board meeting I attended, and the animosity, several of these meetings, were so thick you could cut it with a knife. They were unhappy with the district. They're unhappy being pressured, from what I understand. They're feeling bullied. There's not a good working relationship. Certainly if I was a teacher getting paid well below average, having to take a part-time summer job, how motivated would you be to go out and teach your very best? I mean, they try. They can only do so much. They have to take part-time jobs just to make ends meet. It wears on you. Even during the year, I know teachers take part-time jobs. They can't do it. Additionally, the last thing I noted, when my son started at Listwood, I went to the first meeting, and I was told by administrator there that he would be having blended education, a blended system of education in Listwood. So what that means to I was with a bunch of other parents at the time. These are all newer parents. Most of them weren't teachers. But my wife explained to me that blended means you fire basically all the experts, computer person, art, and you get rid of a lot of gym teachers and all the other language teachers, all the ancillary subject matters, and you have the teacher in the classroom teach everything. Cover every subject matter, art, language, things like that. My son attending Christ the King preschool had a more diversified education than he got at Listwood. He had a separate computer class, he had a separate art class, separate gym class. A gym they have in Listwood is a joke. It looks like a little square box. They use it for a cafeteria and move the tables aside. Not that it's the most important thing to his education, but my point being, all the money we're paying taxes in some impoverished Catholic preschool is doing a better job, at least having specialists come in and work with the kids. My daughter right now is in preschool, Christ the King, taking a separate computer class, and a separate computer room, computer lab. All the kids have their own computer. Unbelievable. Like I say, I know some people out there will still believe that we have a 96% graduation rate because Jeff Crane and the Charles Perreaud and the school board and the PTSA tell them so. And I don't think there's anything I could tell them, even if they read the New York State Board of Education website, that would change their minds. But I know there's a lot of you out there that are concerned about your children's education and care more than looking at a sports game on an AstroTurf field. Because you know in the end, what's really going to make your child successful is a variety of things. Most importantly, the ability to achieve excellence in a competitive world, especially among other students from around the world. Many of our children will hopefully attend schools outside of this area, very successful four-year colleges, and go on to greatness. So I would just ask you all to think about all the different things I covered today. I encourage you to call Jeff Crane at his office like I did and ask him if it's true that we have an 83.3% graduation on-time Regents graduation rate. He affirmed this. He told me it's true. I spoke with him last year. He confirmed that. Of course, it went down from last year to this year, so he has to lower that number. I also would ask you to call Charles Perreaud and ask him to lower Jeff Crane's pay. $208,000, $206,000. In this trying times, this is how they manage the money. This is how Charles Perreaud feels fit to spend our finances. $300,000 leaf dumps. Giving presentations in our $5 million library where our kids need 5 years to complete past 5 Regents courses with a 65%. This is complete nonsense. And certainly I hope the school board, the president of the school board, Charles Perreaud, and Mr. Crane take a more serious attitude to their job. Focus on excellence, focus on what's important, try to invigorate the students to achieve excellence and really promote a more serious attitude or atmosphere in our schools. That is the only way you will reinforce the necessity to achieve good grades, is if students actually believe that their grades will be graded correctly, not inflated, not with pressure from Jeff Crane and the principals, what I was told, of the different schools, pressuring them to lower grades, teachers to lower grades, raise grades to a passing rate of failing students. When this type of thing is done, students hear about it, and it spreads quickly, and that's what overall leads to a lower achievement rate. In addition to having a better working relationship with the teachers and the parents. And I also encourage parents, go attend the school board meeting. You'll see it's really a charade. It's basically a PR session where they talk about the good news in Irondequoit, and they all vote along the same exact lines. They parrot each other. Virtually no dissension, no discussion of any, no in-depth discussion of any kind. You've got individuals in there that are mostly, from what I can tell, many of them are unqualified. Certainly I would not view them as overly qualified. It's basically run as a one-person show over there. And then they all fall in line and vote the same way. Spend $80 million to bring us to 83.3%, to give Jeff Crane a 9% raise in a recession, most likely a depression, while families are struggling to put food on the table and pay insurance. And then the PTSA gets their private presentation by Jeff Crane, who they adore, literally adore, and then run out and tell the parents to vote the same way, vote in favor of every ridiculous project or idea that the school board comes up with. And until last December, luckily, the school board had millions of dollars in the bank to play with. In fact, they would have had $22 million. I wonder what project they were going to come up with next. Thank you. And again, please call Jeff Crane and ask him to confirm or deny the 83.3% on-time Regents diploma graduation rate. Thank you.